year-to-date sales in the city of Oakland, my team has done over 6% of all sales that happened in Oakland this year. And then we add in the city of Alameda, Richmond, and Berkeley combined, it kind of lowers. We did about 4 to 4% of all sales that happened. So one out of every 25 sales in the 3 local cities, my team was a part of, which is pretty amazing because there's thousands of agents in our market.
Welcome to Unstoppable Agent. Hey, this is the channel that real estate agents come to build their business, build their wealth, and build a life of impact and significance. So every week I get to interview some amazing agents, but this week is nuts. I'm super excited because I get to interview Kenny Truong from Fast Agent. And man, this is a special treat. You guys are in for a treat. So Kenny, thanks for being here with me.
Oh, thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
Man, I could try to introduce you, but I'm gonna let you do that because you've won all the things. You know, the fastest growing, top agent at eXp. You know, top teams in California. I mean, if there is hardware, then you've got it. So how do you introduce yourself?
I mean, it's just shifted over the years. Early on in my career, I was the #1 agent in Oakland for units for many years, representing buyers. That happened for a good almost decade. And then more recently, last couple of years, kind of moved over to my third brokerage here in my 9th year of business at eXp Realty. Moved over here with a team of 10, and now we're known for, my original brand was a hashtag Fast Agent brand, and then we evolved that into the hashtag Team Fast brand, and now my company is called Fast Real Estate. We also use the hashtag Team Fast. Currently operating, from 3 years ago, we had 10 agents. Right now, we're folding around 340 team members, and attrition is crazy this year. So I think what we're really known for recruiting and building an environment for people to thrive. We've lost 100 team members this year.
Oh, wow.
40. Yeah. So it's been a wild year.
So let's talk about that. What do you see causing that attrition, and how do you hit it? That's a big deal.
The business has gotten a lot harder. I read many articles. I read an article today that California, specifically in the San Francisco Bay Area and San Jose, we're like top 5 in the nation, the 2-3 cities here, including Oakland. I think it's actually Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose in the reverse order, where we have the lowest inventory drop year to year. So from last April to now, we've had over about 45% inventory decrease. Yeah. So just the number of sales have shrunk. The agents here are very savvy. So it's just a harder business to do this year. There's less pie for more harder working agents. So it doesn't matter your years in the business. People are not evolving to, learning new scripts, understanding the market better, being able to present, being able to better educate their clients, make better decisions much faster. They're having a very hard time doing more amounts of business this year. So they're not doing as much business. It's not sustainable to just do this full time.
Yeah, that's good. And that was my follow-up question. So NAR just came out with numbers that nationally the numbers are decreasing, right? So I'm curious.
I was posting to my team this morning in California. I think it's about 200 and maybe 8,000 realtors in California in 2022. Right now we're filling about 190ish. So 10% decrease. That doesn't include I really think there's probably 30-40% people have left, but they just simply got replaced.
So you are known for recruiting, right? So I was taking notes, and you went from 65 to 650 million in just a few years. So you're creative, you're great at events, you're known for that. How do you pivot in this environment to continue recruiting, or are you just getting better? Helping the agents you've already got get better. What's your focus?
The recruiting had changed over the years. So before I came, that was the era of Zillow Flex. Zillow Flex did not start yet, so I used a lot of scare tactics, hey, you better get on Zillow Flex or you're screwed. And for a lot of businesses and teams, that really is the bread and butter. Look, some local teams there doing close to 1,000 transactions a year. We have 30% of that. So 3 years ago, it was probably Zillow Flex, and then early on, it's community, culture, fun. With COVID happening, only team to really push, virtual open houses, staying out there, learning how to do virtual staging, increasing your scripts. And 2 years ago, we were really big on social media, kind of enhancing social media tools and stuff. And that's what we're known for. We're known for the team of creating content. This year, we have 4 full-time video editors in the Philippines, and this year we've actually pushed out over 1,300 highly produced reels. And I think that you do on your own phone. So we create thousands of reels. But this year, this is much different. All the fun and games are great, but it doesn't create immediate business. Yep. So we're really pushing on having agents level up their local market data, the knowledge, share information, getting their processes in order, getting really organized. This is how you do the buyer's consultation. Immediately you follow up with their appointment. This is how you send video text. This is when you go open houses, house up business cards. So we're it's really ground game stuff. Many give you an example. This is really really exciting last week. I was on Instagram stories, and I think 6 or 7 of my agents, all in different locations, were all outdoor knocking that day. Most of them had 2 people with them. So it's just really leveling up on a door knocking, open houses, script, database sphere. None of this is very sexy or exciting, but this is the year that matters. I think it matters the most.
Well, so what I love about that is everybody wants the easy, right? They want what's the magic pill, what's the easy thing, and really it's the basics. Despite the big numbers that you guys are putting up, you're just putting up big numbers doing the basics at a bigger level.
Yeah,
that's great. So door knocking, people are going out. That's awesome. Tell me about culture wise. So when you guys grew from 10 agents to hundreds of agents, how did you build that out? Like, how did you build the infrastructure for culture? How did that?
I mean, we're a very social media team, so many agents kind of meet each other online. I think it's really important to build either way, like vice versa too. Build friendships online, then when you meet in person, you have some rapport, or then you meet in person at events, and you can kind of talk more online. We had a lot of panels, like every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have a coaching call with Elias Studo, my director of sales. Probably like 80 to 110 people show up on that call 3 times a week in the morning. They go really deep on things, and they get really vulnerable. They talk about their lives and their struggles and their wins. Wednesday, that's like Monday is like motivation mindset for the week. Wednesday, I think it's like market data and stuff. And then typically they'll even bring in like a guest speaker once or twice a month. Like we're bringing in Lloyd, was an eXp agent with 80,000 YouTube subscribers, I think next Wednesday. And then this Wednesday, tomorrow, we're bringing a guy named George that's like has crazy level marketing stuff that we met at the event 2 weeks ago. And then we do a lot of in-person workshops. We were doing role play script practice in the office on Thursday. Wednesday, level up session. Friday, we were doing onboarding. Now like things have shifted between offline and online, but Friday we do onboarding for new agents. And then we have advisors, kind of like our mentorship program. They meet every 2 weeks. The advisors meet too. So we have a lot of teamwork and collaboration on the team. And because we currently span 7 retail offices across the Bay Area, there's almost an off every half hour you go. With with the way home prices have been in Bay Area, many people have kind of bought way for I think an hour and a half out. I think it's true for many markets. So now agents are teaming up quite a bit. I think 1 out of 4 deals we've done have been a team up between 2 agents. So we don't have like team within the teams. We have a lot of people that might be exclusive or work with a couple more agents in the office. So this really, it sounds like crazy. How do you have community and culture with a large team? We actually have better community and culture with such a large team because we're constantly getting together and getting more close. If you have a small team, you can't expect that many people to have anything new to do or say. Especially if a team are 4 or 5, you see each other all the time. It's just kind of boring. And we also like looked at the numbers too. I did another analysis this morning. 2 years ago, probably about 40% of agents were using the offices. Last year, almost like roughly around a third. Now I think not even a third of agents go to the office regularly. So we really try to promote stuff at the office. We try to serve food, drinks at big events like Asian Real Estate Association has had events there. National Association, NAREP, the East Bay chapter, their grand launch last year. The president was on our team. Like we launched there. Citibank, Wells Fargo, Chase have done tons of events at our offices. So we're trying to make it a hub for like community events.
Yeah. So you're finding that having the office is better for retention and production, right?
Yeah.
What I heard there is you're driving regularly consistent, systems oriented. Like you've got a training and culture building system. You're not just trusting that it's going to happen. You've got a system around that, and then the people reinforce that.
Yeah, that's also where like a lot of our top producing agents have learned the power of leverage. So that's kind of where like a lot of the higher selling agents get to meet newer agents. And you can tell who's hungry, right? If they're in the office, they're showing out, they're asking questions, but not without asking too many questions. They're probably really good. And then offices too, we build 2 locations has what we call a fast booth. It's a one button touch system where you record. It's already highly produced. The cameras up, the cameras looking here. You press the button and then you can send your footage over to Dropbox, and we have a type form where agents can submit, and then we cut like talking heads reel. We cut that at level. So we had that 2 locations, and then one of our more recent locations in the city of Walnut Creek, California. We took over old US Bank. We had 20 private rooms. We're using like 15 of them right now. 12,000 square feet, 20 rooms. So we painted I think 8 or 9 of the rooms like hot pink, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and then we got a really high professional staging in there. So now agents have a place where they can go and have cool backdrops to work out of and such.
That's great. So you're so creative, right? I mean, there's so many different innovative ideas that certainly not everybody in North Texas is doing. Maybe everybody in San Francisco is doing. So are you naturally creative? Do you just hire creative people and they run with it? Like what's the ideas on stuff?
Me, I've been really, I had a marketing degree and business degree, but started building. I got my first computer at 5th grade, and I started building websites like GeoCity, AngelFire. I had a really popular Zanga blog with no picture on it, MySpace, and I played games like Farmville or Restaurant City, and was probably sad to say like top 5% in the world for like these stupid little games, because I'm always constantly designing little things So I like color and scheme and marketing aesthetics. So it kind of translates to my business. And the cool part about being I mean, it's chicken and egg, but I go to a lot of these masterminds or eXp or different people, and I learn these great ideas that what these top producers are doing. And then the cool part about running a large team is like, even though I don't do the stuff, I can bring it in for my team to have.
Which is amazing, right? So you just empower them, and what you're doing, right? The more value you add, people can go somewhere else, but they don't want to because you've done so much to hit the easy button.
Yeah, it's like, well, why don't you have a client appreciation party for your clients? Okay, well, I'm new, I don't have that many clients. Well, why don't you team up with a couple of other agents and use one of our offices and have that? Or hey, everyone knows you should hire a virtual assistant, but like I'm not busy enough to have a virtual assistant. Well, our team has an army of like 15 virtual assistants between the video and marketing department, and you submit a request. Well, here we have it. So we're trying to like at scale. So last year our team did 1,005 transactions. I did 6. So I'm less than 0.5% of the company. But the year before we did 883 deals, I think, and I did about 60. So shrunk that. But then there's all these great ideas and concepts. Like I can't execute every single idea. Like some things we haven't done, it'd be great to do, like this past Easter egg shoot or a November fall shoot with clients. So like if I hear a great idea, like, hey, can we bring that in for a team at scale? And then once they learn it, they'll do it over and over. So we've had a lot of home buyer workshops at our offices, wine and sip nights, credit repair stuff. We're doing, I'm not into poetry, but in Sacramento, they're like doing a poetry slam day at the office. Yeah, like meditation and mimosa. So the agents gets really creative with the events. And there's a ton of nonprofit events too, like sock dry, community stuff, who just like at the office constantly. Or even something as simple as giving away pies and pumpkins. Last year, 4 agents combined because some of the agents didn't have that many clients. So like, hey, why don't we just have it all and you bring your clients in and everyone looks better and busier. So any great idea you might hear from like a Tom Ferry event or a Buffini or whatever, is like, okay, can we execute that at scale for our team?
That's good. Okay, so the question that I got coming out of all that is, how'd you get stuck with 6 deals? Like you were getting rid of
friends or family or someone, past client, I think.
Yeah.
I gave away, I looked at my production last year. I gave away about $23 million in referrals to my own team that didn't really work. Had I kept that, looked at the revenue, it would probably been extra, like, I don't know, 500-600 grand. But it's also like sometimes you give the deals away for retention. It's really hard to retain top players in this market. This year, I think we lost like 5 or 6 agents where their GCI is probably like around 150. So it sucks. I probably lost a couple of grand, but that's pretty good considering only losing 5 or 6 really quality agent, like really high producing agents ish out of 108.
Yeah. Many of them are just the folks that are pretending or just trying to get their business started, right?
Yeah.
So when we think about creativity, right, there's tons and tons of conversation about it. So what are you doing with that? What are your, like, how are you thinking about the ChatGPTs of the world? And there's a lot of tools to kind of blow.
I've used ChatGPT a couple times to do my videos. You guys follow me, Instagram, Kenny_Fast. But even that took a lot of time. It took me like half an hour to an hour to write 3 articles. So this is something new we're doing. I follow Vanessa Lau. She does a lot of social media content creation, YouTube star, I think 100,000 followers. So this is something we're working on like since 3 days ago. I spent a couple hours in Notion. I downloaded her dashboard template with all the ideas, and now I'm also a Neo Home. You guys follow me at Neo Home. He's a mortgage coach with also 100,000 followers. His thing is that he also has like monthly scripts that are given out to his clients, mostly lenders. So you see lenders doing Talk to Me Head, they're probably one of his clients, and they do that at level. So a couple weeks ago, I thought of this idea we were executing this week. Why don't we take, like, we have a market updates channel with a ton of news articles. Like I get stuff from Google Alerts, HealthWire, CNN, Redfin. Okay, take the articles, input in, and combine it with ChatGPT or just write the articles. Now we're building out a database on Notion.com that will have categorized scripts at any time, fully written for you. So now when people walk into our fast food, they can just, well, maybe this computer there or their own computer where they just have all scripts ready. Do you want to talk about buyers and interest rates? Do you want to talk about sellers and inventory? So we just started that project this week, but to have a central hub with hundreds of scripts updated weekly, they just come in and create a ton of content. And that's scalable too, because it doesn't cost me that much more money. It costs a lot of time to build that out. So then we're less dependent on this. News also. It's like a drug. Like everyone's like, do you have the new script sheet every month? It's like, no, hold up. Okay, it's coming. But now, like, we will build all that on the fly, and we constantly have stuff for our agents to use.
Yeah, well, and some of it too, right, is, so yes, there's the drug because you're doing it for them and doing the easy button, but you can also show them where the data is coming from and how to build their own stories and how to build their own story.
The hook, like, I have a social media and tech tools channel on my thing, and I bomb with random stuff, but trust me, like, people are too busy to try to figure anything out. And I was trying to build out some of this stuff, like, well, this actually takes me a lot of time, and I feel like I'm pretty bright. So an average agent is not going to try to spend an hour to write like one video 2 minute video script. So their power of scale, the virtual assistants, to ChatGPT. It's actually, I know I'll figure out someone to build it out all for them. And then I'm also in coaching with Raquel Finette. She used to be 5 Doors Network, a VP of growth. And then she was teaching me this morning, like, hey, you're going to have someone build all these assets out, like have one person dedicated to YouTube, have one person dedicated to Instagram, so they can master that. Instead of brainstorming around all this, just have someone dive deep into it and then bring the information to us, and then we decide what we want to do. Again, like the scale part, right? Like if I was sales agent, I don't have enough. It would make no sense for me to hire someone to go on YouTube.
Yeah.
But with 300-something agents, okay, get good and let my team know what to do.
Well, and especially, right, so when you think about virtual assistants, it's easy to think, okay, we're not paying that much, so you could do this, and this. Well, instead, maybe you're underutilizing somebody, but they are the one Instagram expert, and they're clean, and they can just nail it and really go deep on a particular thing. So just a different way of thinking about people and about staffing.
And the VAs, I've had, I don't know, dozens of VAs over a year, and the best tip I can help with for using a VA is have them be really specific, because the age that does cold calling is not going to have an eye for Canva. Like, I have seen interviews that you work off a spreadsheet, looks really generic, and then they're probably not going to be very creative, and so on. So like, pick someone that do the one thing. Like, we have a really strong marketing team, and pick someone that's good at other things, and then let them do their thing.
That's great. That's good advice. Well, man, I've got I have a super selfish question. So today in this market, what would you do right now to grow from 30 million to 100 million? If you had to do that again in a year or 2 years, right? You've seen 10x growth in just a couple of years. So what would you do right now? What are the 2 to 3 things?
So I'm along the same boat, and I'm back in production this year because sales are down. I sold 3 homes this year, and then I started not referring out business. So I have a pipeline of about 22 to 23 million right now, and I organize. This is what my coach taught me too. So I've been doing this. I put together a spreadsheet. It was a spreadsheet template, but then I moved it to Monday.com. Monday runs our company. But organize all your leads by price point, buyer, seller, name, and so on, and label them by 10s, 9s, 8s, and 7s. So right now in 10s, ready to transact might be ready to transact in 30 days. And 9s are, I don't know, 30, 60 days and 90 days, so on. Like, get really eyes on that, and I've been working that. And then I also finally, literally, like, I'm a spreadsheet for 13 years old, I've been updating over years. I finally moved all my clients to Monday and sorted them out. I did a backwards search personally, and then my team wraps it up. And I'll tell you how bad I am, by the way. So I have like personally 400-ish past clients before I started this team. And from the 80 listings that I've sold already that I helped buy, 60 of them went to other agents. Actually worse. It was like 1 to 4. So 20 out of 100 listings I actually represented again, and 80 agents, 80 buyers went somewhere else. But the market also was really different back then. It was an REO market. There wasn't a lot of relationship building. You're just writing offers, shooting blind. But now I have a list of buyers that still own their home, about 150 of them. And now working that, I text a couple clients this week, hey, my team has a listing coming down the street, just stop about you, how are you doing? So I spent about 6 hours on Monday.com organizing my past clients. So this is how I'm trying to get from like technically 2 sales a year, 5 sales last year, to try to get to that, like, I don't know, I'll be happy around 40 million a year, I think. But get organized, get your database all set up, put your Postable is great, put your clients, and we started doing this as a team too, as a recruiting tool. We use Postable to send out, we collect birthday addresses. Birth dates, and now we're sending cards to our team members, as great. And a couple of them have posted me online. They don't even know it's not, I didn't write it, but and then, organize a database, your past clients, get them on some type of drip, either HomeBot or a fellow.com, or Real Scout has these tools. So I think hunting for new leads is just way too hard, especially everyone's talking to the same people.
Yeah. So again, fascinating, because those are all of the basic things.
Yeah.
We're all guilty. I got to calling my database again last week and had similar situation with a couple of past clients. It's shame on me, right? You can get frustrated at them and why didn't you call, but call either. So
yeah, it's not, the market has actually gotten much simpler. Like, I think all the, like, even like we're social media, it's good to get your image out there and your brand, but like at the end of the day, like, you gotta make your clients do a call to action, and having just funny stuff is not gonna make that happen. So you gotta like really hit the ground, and everyone else is reaching out to those same clients.
So talk to me about, you said something else there that I want to make sure everybody heard. You've been at least twice different people, coaches.
Yeah.
And despite 1,000+ units, despite having a huge and growing team, despite having a ton of success, you still have a variety of coaches. So talk to people about why.
I was in Tom Ferry coaching. I signed up as soon as I got the success, like wrapped up success summit in my 3rd year real estate. Was in regular elite coaching for I think like 7 years. Yeah. I tried plus coaching, but it wasn't really for me. I was kind of like, oh, all my friends are in here. And I actually realized, like, through my network and the eXp agents, all this, have these high level masterminds, and these smaller. And then I go to I was traveling over 100 days a year going to conferences, and I've actually cut back. Now I spend more time, and then cancel my coaching with Tom Ferry and Team Plus, and then my first year at eXp, I hired Raquel Gwinnett. I knew her like a big go, and now she does a play bigger in mastermind events and coaching, and she's more about scale, not the day-to-day stuff, but she's got from 20 agents to 1,000 agents for KW nationally.
Wow.
And then last September, I went to an event in Vegas at I think Resort World with Neil Holm, and I was like really impressed. So I signed up for that right away, and now I'm in kind of his elite mastermind coaching. And in there is like the group of people are really high level. It's all these lenders doing, a lot of the lenders are like top 10%. They're doing the talking heads and all that style, and it's just really great networking. So now I only coach Raquel, and then my leadership team also coaches Raquel on separate programs. So she has one-on-one calls with my focus on leadership. One is myself, my director of sales, my executive director, and my director of agent services. All get in one-on-one calls with her, and then every month we wrap it up with one call together. But then I'm actually launching a program because many of Raquel's clients are in this group mastermind, but they're looking for something more. So me and Raquel is actually going to start. We're brainstorming today the name of it. We've been talking about it for many months now. We're going to start a mastermind group coaching between me and Raquel, and move some of the clients over there to kind of do what we're doing.
It's awesome. So you never actually graduate from the need to coach. It's just who your coach is graduates, right? So you get a bigger business, you need to
and then your coach, like my coach is in Billie Jean's stuff. She's was in Vanessa Lau. The amount people pay for coaching is ridiculous. Just a couple grand that you could be 5 figures a month. So my coach is in many masterminds at much higher level around people that are way wealthier than she and I are. So it kind of trickled down, and then she'll like, hey, this is a coaching program. This is a dashboard. This is the workbook from this guy, the guy. So if your coach is leveling up, I'm probably getting it better in a bargain because then you're constantly getting new information that they're leveling. And then coach emphasizing kind of, she has like a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram. I've seen her grow that very small. And now she's building out her YouTube channel. Her mastermind has dozens and dozens of people in it. She has a couple one-on-one. So as she's leveling up, I'm chasing her on that. But then she's guiding me on how to sell, like do the real estate sales side. Because honestly, at this point, the real estate, after recruiting 600 agents in 3 years, the sales side is pretty streamlined. And we're cranking out as many sales as we can. But the market's the market too. Yep. We actually looked at numbers last week. Year-to-date sales in the city of Oakland, my team has done over 6% of all the sales that happened in Oakland this year. And then we add in the city of Alameda, Richmond, and Berkeley combined, kind of lowers. We did about 4 to 4% of all sales that happened. So one out of every 25 sales in the 3 local cities, my team was a part of, which is pretty amazing because there's thousands of agents in our market.
Yeah, you can increase share though, and your business shrink.
Yeah,
because the overall market shrank, and that's
our sales. Like I said, like, dude, the market is. I think like the market is crushing us right now, but we're also crushing the market. We're doing the best we can with what we have.
I'd love to hear. Tell me about eXp. Like, what do you? You've been been with us for 3 years now, and seeing exponential growth. What do you love about eXp?
We interviewed 17 different companies within a week, and then 13 managers face to face, and we came here because it was cheap. So the cost compensation structure is really good. Caps. And then the freedom to market yourself. Other companies kind of follow suit, giving you a little more creative freedom on color schemes and styles and all that. Because the number one broker in my area, like market share, is like Compass with like probably 20% in this market. So, and it's pretty restricted what you can do there. So coming here was a freedom and compensation. And also there's no one looking over your shoulder every little thing you're doing. And so being virtual helps a little bit. And then with the cost savings, we've been able to, open more offices, starting from small spaces large. So I really think like it's one of the best models out there if you know what you're doing and you have a vision. And it's almost like you can start your own brokerage on the platform. And that's why many brokerages, including one in San Diego last week that does $1.5 billion a year, 200 agents, they all moved to eXp last week. So it's a really frugal cost saving model. And they like now all services we offer at scale to our agents, including the first assistants, the office, the booze, all that stuff. Here running my brokerage here, I don't have to pay my own bookkeeper, my own E&O, my own legal team, your own commissions person, stuff like that. So you get to, I really think you can in the business, as I was growing, I knew I would never run my own company. I would never be a sales manager because and then I remember like I was at my last company, they're losing tons of agents. Like you lose sleep over every agent here. Like it's just different. I feel like this company has allowed me to go full speed on everything I want to do, and then not having to deal with the stuff that I don't like to do, which is like the compliance, the E&O, the deal doctoring, the questions about all the non-fun stuff.
That's great. So we allowed you to be the fast agent that you want to be.
Yeah.
Without dealing with the mess.
Yeah. Again, I mean, it's just, and then that way we're also not having staff that's underutilized, right? 'Cause I don't know how often people talk to their broker or sales manager and stuff like that. Like, we don't have to deal with any of that stuff.
Yeah, I like to think about it. Unless you're
Liability is huge. If you're an independent broker, if someone does something stupid on your team, then you're eating the growth up here. Like, someone does something stupid on my team, nobody on my team has been sued before that I'm aware of, out of the 2 down transactions. But then it's something they deal with directly with eXp and so on. So like, there's a barrier in safety.
It's good. It really is good. Yeah, unless you're doing something wrong, they don't come after you. But you really get to run your own. You really get to run your own business.
Yeah.
Well, man, you've been super generous with your time. I so appreciate it. As we wrap up, any parting thoughts or anything you want to make sure our audience knows?
Yeah, love you guys to follow our team's page. Try and grow that. We're at the Fast Agents and refer. Where you at, Brian? Location?
I'm in Dallas.
Dallas, cool. Yeah, I mean, Bay Area referrals, San Francisco Bay Area, literally an hour and a half each way. We got you covered.
Right on. Well, with the both directions, right? So lots of people moving from California to Texas, and California continues to grow too. So thank you for spending time with us. I so appreciate you. It's one of the things, I love about our company is how generous that people are, how open to collaboration, sharing ideas, sharing exactly what's helped you to your success. So thanks for spending a few minutes with me today.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian.